Well, after 4 months of being locked up in sunny Cornwall, I finally got away for a couple of days this week, and I had a meeting up in Loughborough with a customer, and while I was that far up, I thought, well, I might as well nip up to Burnley and pick up a bonnet I bought, I bet, last summer. So I've been waiting to get there to pick it up, so I thought it was a good time to pick it up. So I went and picked up this David Brain 990 bonnet, met some people there, lovely people. He showed me this David Brain 900 he was restoring. He bought the bonnet for the 900, and of course it was the wrong one. It's different shaped grills in the front. So he sold it on, I think I bought it on eBay, and just got around to picking it up. Anyway, lovely people. Found out that he was actually booked a holiday in Cornwall for this week, and it was within 4 miles of here, and because he cancelled it because of the coronavirus, but he could have brought the bonnet down for me, which is a bit vexing, but never mind. Anyway, then I went back to Banbury, where there's a tractor and hedgecutter which I bought beginning of this year in a online auction, and of course we got locked down and I haven't fetched that back yet, so that was part of the plan. And then earlier this week I saw a pair of mudguards for a standard Fordson advertised at Stowmarket in Suffolk. I mean, it's all up country, but it's quite away from Banbury. But so I went to pick those up, and again met a lovely man who showed me his tractor collection and what he got. And you know, these 10-minute visits usually take 2 hours, but not a second wasted. So anyway, I've got that to show you. I also, while we were loading the tractor it was at my brother's place, I did a little tour of his tractors as well. So I've got quite a bit to show you now. I'm not going to do it all in one blog, but we'll certainly do some of it now. So I think we'll start where I arrive at Graham. So that'll do for a kick-off. Right, we've just arrived at my brother's place now, and just going down the road to it. I'm going to sneak up on him so you can hear my trailer behind. There's not much chance of me getting in there without him hearing me, I don't think. Anyway, I've got a few tractors here I hope I'll be able to show you, and then we're going to load one up and take it back to Cornwall. So enjoy the view. Tractor heaven. Right, this tractor I bought, I had seen it. I'd been to Graham's once very briefly and seen it while it was there, but I hadn't really looked at it that well. But this was the invoice that came from Pew's, and I bid on it, and the description for the sale was Ford's an E27N tractor, early restoration with a Bomford hedge cutter on it. Well, you have a look at the tractor in a minute, and if that's early restoration, it's unfortunately the tank got scratched before we got it. It was like it when we had it, but the thing's really good, and it's got a new set of tyres on it. Paintwork's all good apart from the scratches on the tank, and we may have created one or two more loading it, but nothing serious at all. And the hedge cutter, they sent me the documents for that as well, and that was actually the description on it is old hedge cutter plus blades, and it says donation for restoration, and it's referenced somebody called John Bradford, and that was on the 23rd of the 8th of 91, so that's not far short of 30 years ago. Well, if that tractor was restored 30 years ago, that's been kept in the dry somewhere and, you know, been looked after really well. We didn't try and start it because we couldn't. We probably could have done if we'd messed about with it, but when I turned the fuel on, the fuel was blocked, and you will see me there turning the taps off as we're loading it, because suddenly it released itself and started to pour fuel out, but nothing serious. But if it was easy, we wouldn't be doing it. So now we'll show you the loading, and of course there was a problem then of how do you carry this hedge cutter, because the hedge cutter's twice the length of the tractor and it was longer than the trailer, and so we decided probably the best way to carry it was actually fit it onto the tractor. So we did that, and then of course the steering wheel's in the way and various things, but unusually I actually went to the steering wheel and the knot was undone and I pulled it off. I mean, how many times can that happen? Christ, I've had pullers on and thrashed it with sledgehammers and done all sorts, but I just grabbed the steering wheel and pulled it off. So you'll see it anyway. So I'll show you that bit, and then we'll come back and have another chat in a minute. Will it lift it if you boom it in? Carry it, Grant. Just carry it.
Carry it?
Yeah. Yeah. Took it back a bit now. I'll do. Just like old times this is. Just like old times. Yeah. Can't you push it out a bit? Sorry?
What are you thinking about for this?
Right on top.
On top?
Yeah. I'm going to fit it on it. Coming to you. That's it. Back to you a bit. Right, so we got me E27N and the hedgecutter on, all strapped in, ready to go. Well, we're back in not so sunny Cornwall at the moment. Quite an uneventful trip coming back down. I did pour down a rain when I got to Exeter, but it didn't matter. I was sat in the car and the tractor was following behind, so that was fine. You might have noticed that I gained a lawnmower on the way back. That was chucked in a skip at Graham's place. It wasn't his, I've got to hasten to add, but I've got two like it, so there's a nice source of spares there, and it just happens to have a really good cutting deck on it, so that was a bonus. So that's the mystery object on the load. yeah, so we got it back. I'll show you now unloading it and tell you a bit about it. Right, well, here we are. It's all unloaded now, and I thought I was going to do a spectacular start with it and really prove what a good buy I'd got, but unfortunately the fuel's still not running through properly, and I've looked in the tank. I think I'm going to have to take the tank off and give it a good clean out, so we'll leave that for another day. But anyway, I'll show you what I've got. Obviously this is the Bomford hedgecutter, and that was actually given to the chap that restored it by Bomfords themselves, and I've got the note in there to prove it, which I did show. But and it's got a petrol engine, single cylinder petrol engine. These aren't usually too bad to start. I haven't tried this. It is turning. I've got a starting handle, but I'm sure Timmy can find one in his treasure chest when he's back. And that just carries on this spindle in the middle of the tractor. Now, I think that's in the wrong place. Just look at that exhaust pipe and the clearance between it. And it won't surprise you to know that this has been snapped off at some time. I can't believe they haven't done it more than once, but when we had the tractor at home, we had it right on the front, and made it much more sensible because the engine swung right back behind you. You always kept in front of the tractor, and the exhaust pipe was reasonably safe. So there she is. You've got new tyres on it. I've just had a look at the gearbox, and unfortunately it's 4.3 on there instead of the 7.7s I was hoping for, so it's a low top box. But the restoration is pretty damn good. And the only snag I've got is this, and I think something's been swinging against it and it's just knocked the paint off. But there's a huge amount of paint on it. So it's I'm not too worried about that. When we take the tank off, we'll get it cleaned off and go for it. But the tractor itself is really sound, really pleased with it. Mud guards are in excellent condition. Wheels are not pitted. Tyres aren't good years, which they could be, but they're pretty damn good. This piece on the back, made this up, my brother made it up so we could carry it. I wanted it in a straight line to carry on the trailer, and it worked a treat, but normally that would be offset, so you carried it across the tractor a bit. And it wants to be a little bit higher to pitch the front down a little, but that's alright. No power takeoff, which is unfortunate, but I've got a couple of spare tractors up there, and I've certainly got a power takeoff on there, and I will put one on because it seems absolutely naked with no power takeoff and no hydraulics. So I don't know the year of it. I haven't found, well, I haven't looked yet to see what the engine number or anything is on it, but I will find that out. Engine looks sound enough. I can't really see me a problem. I've been turning it over. The mag's clicking nicely, so I'm quite hopeful I'm going to be able to start it all right. I opened the toolbox, and a little bonus in there. There's a spare carburetor, so that's good. But everything is really good about it. You know, I'm just waiting to find the disaster, but at the moment I can't see one. Block sound, no crack in it. What more can you wish for? Anyway, the hedge cutter. This is the cutter bar, and that will actually swing down around, and you have it at 180 degrees to where it is if you're cutting the top, or 90 degrees if you're cutting the sides. And you drive it from this handle, so somebody walks along the side of it, pushing this thing through the hedge, and that's why it's called a balanced beam hedge cutter. It's murder. I'll tell you what, my old man used to sweat like a pig when he was doing this, and we'd sit on the tractor and freeze because you were in a cold wind and not moving very fast. So there she is, another one for the fleet. Got to find a shed to put it in. I'm going to take the hedge cutter off in a minute and get the tractor in the workshop so that I can sort the fuel out and get it running. But I've got to say, it's probably the best one in the collection at the moment, but that's not really what I wanted to do. I don't like buying them restored, but the price was right. The price was very good. The more I look at it, the price was excellent. Answers on a postcard how much you think it was, but so there you are. That's my bargain of the year, I think. Right, I'll see you later. Now, although this hedge cutter's quite crude, and you know, having used it as a kid, Christ, it was hard work. But when you think that this would have probably been made in 1951, 52, that was the sort of time it was aimed. Well, there was nothing else on the market, and to be able to use that instead of going out with a hook and cutting it, and in a light hedge, I mean, I'm guessing it'd be quite good. We never had that luxury at home. It was always ash hedges, which were pigs to cut because they would grow so much, and we didn't cut them every year, so that made it even worse. Fortunately, my job, or my brother's job, was sitting on the tractor, freezing cold, aluminium steering wheel on our Fordson, and Christ, it was cold. And my dad would be the one that would be pushing it through, and it was hard work. He had no trouble keeping warm. There might have been parts of him that were cold, but he was sweating while he was doing that. And it wasn't the best of place for tempers, so we quite often finish up shouting at each other, and you were too close, too far away, going too fast, going too slow, not looking where you're going. There was plenty of reasons to be told off, and we ran the lot, I'll tell you. It wasn't very good fun. And then, you know, we used that for years until I was 18, and I started as a contractor on my own, and I bought a Fisher Humphreys hedgehog, it was called, a single beam hedge cutter with a saw blade on it. It was a real beast of a thing, really. It was great. I mean, I just swept the board hedge cutting because everybody around us had got either McConnell's or, you know, they were all cutter bar hedge cutters, nothing big. And I went in with this saw blade, and I was taking down stuff, well, thick in your arm, and easily too. You know, you got to be a bit careful which way you were dropping it, because some of it was quite tall, but it was entertaining, and it wasn't pretty when I'd finished, because I was taking the bottom right out, and it was just a row of stumps left sticking up in the hedge. And I took a lot of stick that first year, because one farmer in particular said it's not edge cutting, he said it's murder. But the following year, because it forced the new growth in the bottom of the hedge, and when I cut them then, it was a different kettle of fish. And the reason I'm telling you this is because today I was looking in the farming or tractor and farm machinery magazine, and I saw one of these hedge cutters with the saw blades advertised, and it was only Exeter, so I've bought it. You know, I need another hedge cutter. I've only got 5. Well, we will have our display at the rally next time, hedge cutting. We'll have a competition, see how many heads we can take off. But anyway, so that's another story that's going to come another day. How many hedge cutters can I set up in the yard? But anyway, that's as much as I can tell you really about it. I did pick up, or it came with the stuff. There's the proper instruction book with it, with a hedge cutter, and inside there's all the models of tractor that'll fit. Can you see that? You can't read it because it's too small, but there you go. And it tells you how to fit them. And I mean, they must have prepared for everything. It goes back to the standard Fordson mentioned, and International B250, Farmalls, Nuffield 4s, all the Fordson majors, Fergie 35, 65. You know, it just shows you where far back it goes. Alice Chalmers, the BD270, Case DEX. So it was obviously used a lot. And strangely enough, I drive, when I go up to Banbury, I drive within, well, 50 yards of the Bomford factory where it was made. So, you know, it's all very coincidental, really. Anyway, I might have said this, the tractor it's on, the tractor I've bought, the A-frame is mid-mounted, and it's in the wrong place. It's horrible. It's going to knock the exhaust pipe off. It's going to do something. So I will change it to the way it was on my dad's, and hopefully I'm going to show you a photograph of that now. Not the hedge cutter. I haven't got any record of that at all, apart from the frame on the front of the tractor. And so I should be copying that. I want to replicate what we had so that we can realise, hey, look, we're not having to use it now. So I'll see if I can find that, and then I'll put that up. Well, I found the picture, but it doesn't really do it justice. If you look at it, you can see the A-frame sticking up, and you can see the pin on the top of it, but unfortunately it's right in line with the driver's head, so it doesn't stand it very well. But it's that's how it was, and that's my dad's old tractor, CBW668. I've got a tractor in the shed with that number on it. It's not officially supposed to be on it, but it brings back a few memories. Now we've got this edge cutter, we've got a few more. All the bad things. Anyway, the other picture that was there was the only picture I saw of the tractor I've got now before I bought it, and that was in Mr. Pugh's shed in Ledbury in the auction. And the first thing I've bought online of that sort. I've never done an online auction quite like that. Done eBay enough times, but I just put my bid on, and it came in at £700 less than I thought I'd get it if I got it cheap. So you can I'll leave you to guess how much it is. If you do a bit of research, it's in some of the tractor magazines, so you can find out, but I'm not going to tell you which ones. I might want to sell it you one day. Anyway, that's all I've got to tell you, really. It's probably gone on quite a long time, but it should be entertaining. I've got some more film to show of Graham's tractors. Don't know when I'll get around to doing that, but it's in stock. And what else we got going on? Nothing I can think of now because I'm doing this. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you're still with me at this point, please leave comments on the after the film, because I don't know if I'm doing it right. You know, I could be boring you to tears. I need to know. I don't want to do it if nobody wants to see it, but I am getting a lot of views, which I'm pleased about, and it's good to. But it's good to get the feedback. You know, if you want more facts, you can have it. If you want more pictures, we had a bit of, well, quite a lot of action pictures in this one. not much action, I've got to say, but it's the first time I've tried it. First time the films have actually pointed in the right direction and done what I wanted to do. So, you know, maybe practice will make perfect on that. So I'm still plugging away at that. I will tell you this, Timmy, my co-pilot, I might have mentioned this in the first place, but I can't remember. Anyway, Timmy unfortunately had a heart attack, and he's went down to the hospital, and he's had to have a couple of stents in, but he's on recovery at the moment. So he's not featuring the films at the moment, but that's why, because he's at home recovering. But I will get a bit of an update from him directly, and you know, we'll see how he is. But he's doing fine, and he'll be back shortly, and he must be tearing him apart because he knows what I'm doing and he can't see any of it. So this will be a good chance for him to cut it. So, all right, Timmy, you know, look what you're missing. See you soon, and thank you all for watching, and I'll be back directly.